Alright, what's going on, guys? Let me go ahead and turn the old phone sideways here so you can see all three prime candidates. So, this discussion in one of the Facebook groups about rear-wheel drive swapping your 3000 GT. Sorry, I'm pretty shaky. I've been outside all day, and it's well over 100 in the sun. So, it's Florida. So what we have over here, this is the Acer Warner bolt pattern for the AX series of transmissions, plus the Toyota R series of transmissions, plus the Colorado Solstice MA5 AR5. Okay, you can see it's, you know, pretty decent size for what it is. Again, it's just roughing, just joshing right here. It's about 11 inches tall at its widest, about 9.5, excuse me, at its widest, and then at its tallest it's about, 11 total inches mounting surface wise there. And then here you have the 1UZ bell housing. You have at its tallest about 8 5/8. At its widest, you're about 9 3/4. Again, that's not center to center on the holes. Center to center on the holes is completely different. That's about 8 3/4 center to center on the hole there. And then, because this one's a little katsuwampy because it's angled, I would imagine about 8 inches, roughly, give or take about a 1/16 to an 1/8 inch. Same thing here, because you have that weird fifth one up top. That hole to that hole, you're looking about 7.5. Here you've got about 9.5, and then right here at its widest point, I'd say about 7 7/8, roughly. Again, this is all just throwing shit in the dark here. Now this is the Montero bell housing of a 3.5 liter. You can see it's got dual starter options, so depending on how you mount it in your car, you could, or truck, van, SUV, rail, buggy, whatever. It's huge. So get that schmutz out of there. Really haven't done much with it since I brought it home. You can see from that hole to that hole, about 9.5. It's a little more than about 9 3/8, really. And then here to here, we're going, I want to say about 9 3/4, roughly there. And then here, about 9 5/8. So again, these are all three bell housings. That's obviously the one that we care the most about, because that's what's going to bolt to our 6G75, which is under there. All the 6G motors run the same bolt pattern. So whether you're running a 74, 75, 72, 72 single or dual overhead cam, they all bolt together. And there is the weird 6G73, but we don't talk about that. So anyway, the discussion is about making an adapter for the bell housing. So obviously you're going to want to use something that's, relatively close to whatever your adapter is you're running. So this is the Autosport Engineering CD series transmissions to UZ bell housing. As you can see, it's beautiful, bolts right in place, centers everything. I personally have had no issues with this adapter at all. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a great kit from them over there. So that's similar to what we'd be looking at doing here, which is kind of ironic because you can see those two holes mount up there. Down here there's a gap because of the dowel pins. I'm sure if I pull that dowel pin out, and if I yank both dowel pins, I might be able to get to the top and bottom holes to line up, and then possibly yank that out, drill it through. And since these are tapped, on this side in the corners. I might be able to make those work, but that's again only 3 points of contact. Now if we take and rotate, there's really no other spot here that would line up with it, so you'd be pretty much shit out of luck. What I'm talking about doing is having something simple like a 1/4 inch plate of aluminum, maybe even 1/2 inch, and picking up these 6 holes here. Again, it's only 6 holes, nothing crazy over the top, and then having this machine down to register those holes, and that would allow us to run the CD series of transmissions using a 1UZ adapter kit from Autosport Engineering. You want to throw your money away, you can get the Brett Collins one. That's debatable, that's arguable. Okay, and we're not here for that, we're here to move forward. But you also have all the tooling pattern in here for the CD series transmission, how it matches and bolts up. So I'm being able to use that. And again, you could, to get that exact match, all you could use is, because that bolts to the input bearing retainer for the CD series of transmissions. So all you would literally have to do is scan the input bearing retainer, get all the height measurements that you need, and then you would have exactly what they have here. The only thing that's proprietary is, obviously, they have this whole thing designed to fit the UZ, and then all you'd have to do is literally play with those to mate it to this. But again, we're not trying to copy, we're not trying to steal, we're just literally saying, hey, that's the style of adapter we're thinking about using, but spreading the love, spreading the pattern to mate to this. So, and you can obviously see, let's see here, you know, height wise, you know, we're looking at a little more than, not quite 6 3/8 here. I know we're scientifically measuring shit here. It's about the same over here. And then of course the Dakota one, or the Dodge one, is stupid because Dodge is fucking stupid. And that one is, and we got a math backwards here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 full inches, giggity, is the depth of this bell housing. So we know the UZ and the 6G series are relatively close for the heights, so for clutch kits and things like that, because again, with that's not just the adapter that goes with this for the Autosport kit. The Autosport kit also includes a proprietary clutch disc that's raised, because again, the UZ, unfortunately for America, never came, or unfortunately in general, never came in a manual transmission option. There is the 3UZ flywheel that can be modified to fit, but again, you're slotting holes versus having machined holes in a billet flywheel. So there's that. But that's where we're at. Again, this is incredibly simple to triangulate dead center for the input shaft. All you would literally do is, you know, measure from here to here, here to here. Again, you're just going to crisscross applesauce all of these, and then obviously I'm planning on keeping these dowel pins because they're retainers. Put a piece of plate of aluminum over this and clean this up, you know, drill 2 holes to mount this, you know, bolt these down so you have it, draw your circle, measure on several points from, because this all should be precision machined in here, because it was a tight ass fit when I banged it off the Auto Trans case. And so measure the inside of the circle, find center from that. If you want, you can compass it, you know, figure it out from there. Again, measuring from this edge to this edge, and then you crisscross applesauce, and then you find the center that way. And then once you find the center, you can start designing what transmission you want to bolt to that. The Colorado MA5 AR5s are really good, super stout. They may be too short because the Colorado AR5s have the shifter located in the output shaft housing, whereas the MA5s in the Pontiac Solstice are remote shift, like the CD series of transmissions, the Z32 transmissions, etc. So that is something else to think about, is how far back is your shifter placement going to be, because I know when I put the CD09 with this kit, because I kind of blew that transmission up and blew the motor up anyway, so I had to make an offset dog bone to go on the shifter, and even then I used one of the shortest shifter brackets made available for the CD09 to move it all the way forward as far as you could go, and then I still dog boned 3 inches forward off of that to be able to place dead center in the shifter area on the auto UZ center console. So that would be dead center for me, and so I'd be able to have full throws, because it's not just like inline center, it's center and offset, that because when you're in 6th and 1st, you're way over in the console. So yeah, that's where we're sitting on this. We're going to keep moving forward because there's still discussion. Eventually, all-wheel drive with a longitudinally mounted motor, transfer case, etc. I was always a big fan of trying to, you know, adapt some RB shit into here. I know people don't really want to do that. Big headaches, blah, blah, blah. Nissan and its shitty integrated bell housings. But then again, I mean, everybody's run adapter plates forever, so, and I would need a RB bell housing of some kind. So if anybody out there has an RB bell housing, let me know. Closer to Jacksonville, Florida, the better. And then I can try to see about how off the bolt patterns are on them as well. I think CAs work as well, because CAs are baby RBs, but I would need side by side to compare. But that's where we're at in the discussion of rear-wheel drive swapping a 3000 GT. So eventually it'll happen, just not right now for me. And if I do, then I'll probably end up using that Dodge bell housing, which is pretty cool because that came off a 3.9 Dakota, which the V6 Dakotas from 93 to 99 had the removable bell housings with the AX15 transmission, which is junk. But the cool thing is, Dodge, and it's one of the smartest things it's ever done, all the Dodge V8s, the 318 LA, 360 LA, 318 Magnums, 360 Magnums, the Dodge Viper V10, the first generation for sure, and the Dodge Dakota 3.9 V6 all share the same bolt pattern. So that bell housing can go behind any small block Mopar, behind a Viper. I would not recommend that. Or obviously the Dakota V6. So gives you options. That's why I have several Dodge 5.9 Magnum parts trucks, because eventually I'm going to swap in a V8, that bell, the AR5 transmission into my poor 240. Yes, I know I need a mow. Don't judge me. Hey, that's one of the parts trucks. But yeah, so that's where we're at, discussing rear-wheel drive swap thingies. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments. You know, if you like doing some redneck shit, you know, drop a like, subscribe, ask questions. I have plenty of experience with these things and don't mind sharing the knowledge, because gatekeeping is for stupid people. Peace.